I've got bad news, but I've got really good news. The bad news is my Durston X Mid Pro 1 did turn up, and what's more, it's gone AWOL. We've lost it. We don't know where it is. It's either still in Canada or it's stuck in customs. The good news is, welcome to the island of Coll. Cheers. So here we are, the beautiful, beautiful island of Coll. I set off this morning from Aurora at 3:45 this morning, so a very, very early start, whereupon I caught the 6:15 ferry from Oban to Coll itself, and I arrived here at about 9:15, which was 30 minutes ago. About a 2-hour journey over. Very, very peaceful crossing. Managed to have myself a breakfast and watched the sun come up on deck, but it was very, very cold, quite a frost, but so far so good. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll crack on a little bit more, and then I shall go through my plans with you. It's good to have you along. So obviously I saw the forecast from quite a few days out looking absolutely amazing, as did probably the rest of the UK, and I couldn't think, where should I go? Should I go up the Alps, Aurora Alps, or try another hill, or camp in another glen? And I just thought everybody else is going to be thinking exactly the same thing. So I thought, no, what I need is a south. I can see the Paps of Jura. You can see the Paps of Jura from everywhere. You won't be able to pick them up on the GoPro. Anyway, where were I? Oh, I could feel the yearning, the calling of Coll. Coll was calling me, and I've been planning to come here for well, I'd actually booked the tickets a short while back to come here a couple of weeks back, but it was there was storm warnings. Oh, this is quite interesting. So no new tent tonight, but funnily enough, I've gone for the Luxe Hexpeak tonight, and it popped up on my telephone this morning whilst I was sat on the ferry, a photograph of the Luxe Hexpeak, the first time I ever put it up in the garden when I first tried it. So it's probably approximately, but near as damn it, its 2-year anniversary. And what an absolutely wonderful, wonderful place to spend the 2-year anniversary of your Luxe Hexpeak. So I'm about 5 miles in now, and for the first 5 to about 8 miles it's all road walking, single track road walking, but it's not bad. I mean, I think there's 5 or 6 cars past me, 3 of which have been in my direction, 2 of whom stopped to offer me a lift, which was very, very nice of them indeed. Very friendly bunch they are too. So all going very well, and I'm going to I think there's a cemetery or something down at the bottom of this road. We're just coming up towards the Coll airstrip now, and then around about the cemetery the road stops, and then it enters onto track down to the beaches, and that's where I will stop and have a little lunch. And maybe 40 winks, or maybe 80. It was an early start. So we're heading into the dunes now, so almost at the end of this track, and it is almost 12. So I've been walking for 2 hours 45 minutes now, and I'm looking forward to getting off this tarmac now and then getting onto a bit of trail and then heading down to this beach and getting some lunch. Some of these dunes are absolutely huge. So this is one of the many RSPB reserves on the island of Coll. So much so that I think the majority of the island is a reserve in some form, way or shape. The Macaire and dunes are reserves, and the RSPB manage a lot of the rest. Anyway, a change in scenery now, no more tarmac, onto sandy track now, so not too far from lunchtime. Right, time to sit down, find a nice spot and have some lunch. Beautiful beach. I'll take this off, sorry. I'm going to put that because it flies. Flies are buzzing around me while we're having my lunch. Absolutely beautiful. Let's show you this beach proper, shall we? Okay, that's the southeast and the east and the south done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to backtrack for a couple of miles, same route, so there won't be much filming to do because you've seen it, and then we're going to cross over the island to the west, and then with a bit of luck find a nice place to camp and watch the sun settle down on the horizon. Right, I'm on a new road now, so I backtracked, and now I'm heading northwest now, so over to the west side of the island. We don't cross over, it sort of like heads north and gently wanders over to the west, where I will look for somewhere to camp. Good news, I managed to find a little stream which has given me enough water to keep me going. There is a small locken just a short hop north from where I was planning to camp, so if I need to use this on the way, I've always got that, and the water will help me get to it. We're not too far now from where I'm hoping to camp, so, and it'll be good. It's I think I'm about 10 or 11 miles in or something like that, but I'm feeling it a little bit. I'm still struggling to get this Atmos 50 dialed in properly. I just can't get the balance right between my hips and my shoulders, but today's not a day for whining about backpacks. I'm so pleased you're along with us today. We're having a brilliant time, aren't we? Sheep are looking at me quite strangely. There's quite a few flies on. I don't know, there might be deer kids, I don't know. I haven't seen any deer. Raising temperatures brought them out. Irritating little... Right, I've got to my beach. Look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it? Right, I need to find somewhere to camp. I'm tired. Let's see what we can find. Right. I have found home for the night. I'm sharing it with the sheep. I was going to go into the dunes over there, but there's macaire everywhere and I don't want to flatten macaire. That's not a good thing to do, and it won't be nice anyway, it won't be pleasant. Hi, welcome back. Doing very well. The tent is pitched. I've got it on a grassy perch, as you can see. I am going to have to keep an eye on this tide. There's no signs of it coming anywhere near my tent, but clearly when the tide comes in it's going to get noisy, and then I'll probably get a little bit nervous. But as far as pictures are concerned, this is right up there. I'm going to have a 20-minute nap, and then we'll be good to go again for the evening. Right, I've got news. So the news is that I've moved. I've had to move. I was napping and enjoying my few winks. I think I did about 30, and then all of a sudden the sea hit the rocks and woke me up, and I thought, flipping heck, that sounded close. So I've taken the decision to move the tent. It was too close to the rocks, and even though the sea still got probably about another 60 or 80 yards to come in, it was making a right racket. So when it gets actually closer to these rocks where I was pitched, I wasn't going to get any sleep. So I thought the best idea was to pick the tent up and move it, and that's what I've done. It only took me about 10 minutes, so it was dead easy. Anyway, I'm now going to get something to eat, I think, and then I'm going to wait for these stars to come out. So I've got curried noodles, like a pasta with a bit of tomato sauce in it, and some pepperoni, because it's a bit of an animal. The bloody legs are aching. So Coll has a population less than 200, although there's one more today and tomorrow, and due to there being no street lighting, and that it is 6 miles out in the middle of the Atlantic from, well, it's not in the middle of the Atlantic, but 6 miles away from Mull, which is probably around about 30 odd miles away from mainland, we get fantastically black skies. And Coll was the first island which was voted a dark sky island, one of only 2 in the UK. So fingers crossed tonight will be a starry night. Certainly clear enough. I don't know what the moon's going to do. There's over 30 beaches, and the ones that I've seen so far are pretty spectacular, and I haven't seen a soul on them. I have seen a couple of boot prints, but I haven't actually seen anybody. So for now, that's Coll for you. Right, yep, you guessed it. Drinky time. Cheers. It's my wages. Just one. It's a big one. Good health. I've carried this 13 miles. Right, it is nearly 9 o'clock. I had a brilliant evening. The Aurora has been shining brightly tonight, and I got hopefully some fantastic photographs. Well, as fantastic as GoPro can make them, but very, very pleased with what I've seen on the back of the screen. So an absolute cracking evening, Righty-ho, I'm going to snuggle down and get some sleep now, and we'll pick this back up in the morning. Sleep well. Morning everybody. How are you? Good. I had a long night. It's about 9:30 now, and I went to sleep about 9, but I didn't have a good night. A little bit sore on my hips, and aching away after yesterday's hike. Still not used to it yet. And it was cold. I could feel the coldness, so I struggled a little bit. So I doubled my foil mat up and that kind of stuff, and then I settled down. So not bad at all. I've had my porridge, and that was nice. I've just got a coffee, and just checked the ferry sailings, because the ferry sailings back tomorrow have changed, so I've just got to keep an eye on that as to what time it arrives and leaves at Coll. So nothing significant. I think it's about an hour and a half earlier than usual, so it just does mean that my trip today is going to be slightly curtailed, because I need to get back into the main village of Coll, where the ferry is, sooner than I expected, but that's no great hardship. So on to today. Today is more of a continuance up the north west of the island, but in probably about an hour's walk. I've got everything to pack away still yet, but once I get going I need to get some more water. There's a small lock-in a little bit further up, but in the meantime I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to pack all my stuff up, get myself loosened up a little bit, and then we'll pick this up when we're back on the trail towards Ben Hogue. See you very soon, and good morning. It's Sunday, by the way. But what about the Aurora last night? Wait till you see some of these photographs. You'll have seen all that now. You'll go back and rewind it and have another look. Right, see you in a bit. Okay, dokie, I'm all packed up. It's after 10:30. I've never ever left a camp this late before. I'm on holiday, all right. So yeah, about an hour's walk now. We'll pick some water up on the lock and round the corner. Don't forget to leave no trace. Let's go. Right, I've got myself some water. Double filters, like my coffee. Anyway, it's a bit of a murky place. Very close to farmland, so I've also stuck a sterilising tablet in it as well. Excuse me, whatever they're called, just to be on the safe side. Anyway, it doesn't matter, we shall mooch along. Nice to see the sheep back there all showing an interest. So we're going to crack on a little bit more up this western shore and see what we can find. I think somewhere up here, I'm not 100% certain, but I think I read somewhere there's a stone which is called the Devil's Seat or the Devil's Chair. So if we can see if we can find it, and it only seems fitting that we sort to have a snack. So I've just been chatting with a chap who come cycling past me and stopped for a natter, and he's at Small World. He's an Halifax lad. So he moved out here 2 years ago, and I'll put a photograph now of a couple of cottages I photographed with thatched roofs, and he apparently owns one of them, or if not both of them, and he does wildlife tours here on the island and thoroughly enjoys it. I was asking him all about the way of life and all that kind of stuff, and everything he said basically fits everything I've seen, and the friendliness of the people, and he seems to enjoy it. He said that it's very tough, the weather's very, very difficult, but he was going on to explain that the majority of the people that live on the island have come from outside and chosen to live here, but also chosen to make it the community. So I suppose that needs to happen for you to be able, for the island to be able to function properly. But nice, really nice, and what's even better is recommended an absolutely brilliant place to camp. So, and not too far of a hike for the early morning ferry tomorrow. So perfect. Well, I haven't found this Devil's Seat anywhere, and you know what that means, don't you? That means I've gone hungry. So really, it's 1:15 now. I should be thinking about sitting down for a couple of minutes and having a snack of some sort. I also need to keep an eye out for more water. So I'm officially in the north of the island now, and it's a completely different affair, very much hillier than that of the south, and the hills aren't massive or anything like that, but it's nice to have a bit of a change of scenery as well, a little bit more. It's different for the feet and the legs. Welcome back. That's me camped now, set up in these dunes. And what I'll do is the places that I've visited, I'll put them all on the bottom of the screen, because well, I'm not basically following a map, I'm just following the road around the island. So a great camp spot, just tucked away nicely in the dunes here, with a bit of protection from any wind. And you've seen the bay, the beach, Nice. Right, I'm going to kick these boots off for 10 minutes and get some fresh air to these feet and socks, and I'm going to have a bit of pasta to get me through until tea time. Do you know what the best thing is about camping in dune systems or anywhere coastal? You can sit down in the grass without getting absolutely saturated. It's the one thing I think I've missed in the last few months because it's been such a bad winter. It's that wherever you go, particularly in the west of Scotland, it's just absolutely soaked everywhere. You're just putting your foot down, it's wet through. Finding a camp, it's wet through. But here, I mean, last night were great. We're on sand. Tonight again's perfect. It's just nice to be, well, even waking up with a nice dry tent this morning. I highly recommend it, but you must be respectful. The fragile of these communities. Sun's gone down now and I have come inside my tent because it is freezing cold outside. So I'm boiling some water now and I'm going to have one of these fire pot meals. It's my last one, which is beef stew and pearl barley tonight, so we'll have to see what that's like. And I will use this stove just to warm this tent up a little bit. I don't want to get cold tonight. But a really good day. I look forward to summarising it in a bit, but the alarm is set for tomorrow morning 7 o'clock. I need to get back to the main village where the ferry is tomorrow, so not a late night and still got 6 miles to crunch in the morning. Right, I'm going to get something to eat. See you soon. See you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? So all packed up. An absolute freezer last night. Very cool. Quite unexpected. It wasn't forecast to drop quite so low. It was only meant to go down to about 3. But I think it actually hit -3. It was very, very cold and the tent was covered in ice this morning, sagging under the weight. But anyway, all packed up and porridge and coffee had, and I actually set off walking about 8:30 this morning. It's now 5 to 9. Sun's out. Morning, sun. Hoping to get into the main, what is it, Aurora, I think it's called. You have to forgive me. Get into the main area to the village about 10:30, 10:45, and that'll give me half an hour, 45 minutes to have a wander around. When I landed, everywhere was shut. Right, a good night, a very peaceful night, if not a little chilly. So we'll make a few more miles and then we'll pick this up when we get onto new track, because I'm backtracking at the moment. Backpacking and backtracking. I'm backtracking with a backpack. I'm walking over from west to east again now, back to the ferry, and it's beautiful to have the sun on my face. It's been a really nice few days. The island hasn't disappointed, and the people, again, just like it would seem all island inhabitants, they just seem to be incredibly friendly and welcoming, and I think that's a really nice thing. Probably a big part of the reason I like to come to these places, because you are welcomed. They don't look down their noses at you, for the most. Anywho, what about the Aurora? That was absolutely fantastic. I was so pleased with that. I saw a couple of posts come up yesterday that other people had seen, and it was a special one, and I think I was incredibly lucky to be where I was when it decided to dance like it did. So really pleased with that. That's my first proper Aurora, and I think as far as seeing it on these shores are concerned, probably as good as I'm going to get. The star show last night was brilliant, and both camping spots on the beaches were, well, they were lovely, weren't they? I enjoyed last night's, well, yesterday afternoon's walk around. That was nice. All good really. Visiting Coll has been thoroughly enjoyable, and I'll definitely come back. And it's been a good test for the feet and the bag and everything and that kind of stuff, in anticipation of the Sky Trail, if and when I get the chance to do that. Should be this year. Right, down into Arrington now in the next hour, and we'll have a look around there. I probably showed you a few images already as B-roll, but I'll leave it with a few pictures. Right, that's me done and dusted. I'm just relaxing now for the next hour, waiting for the ferry to come in, so plenty of time. Nice place to sit. I got myself a cup. I bought myself some Isle of Coll gin, which me and Mrs. Boardman can enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It lets me know that you're enjoying these little adventures. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.